our last question is from a listener named Peyton, and they ask, how do I grow more in confidence?
Wow, Payne, that is a great question of
Hmm.
how to grow more in confidence. And what I'm going to do is actually
I knew you were going to
turn
do
this
this.
back to Brandy, because what we do every year, and then you can turn it back to me because I have an answer as
I'm
for it as
sure.
well. But every year we sit down at the beginning of the year, New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, we just reflect on not so much a resolution, but what is the word that sticks out to us this year,
Hmm.
and how do I work on that? And so Brandy's word for this year is actually confidence.
Hmm.
So Brandy, what tips do you have? I mean, we're more than halfway through the year.
Yeah.
At this point, you've been working on confidence. What have you found that has improved your confidence? And what have you found that has been a struggle in
Mm.
that?
Wow. Thanks for the question. No, Peyton, thank you so much for the question because I think that um, when I pick a word or a theme for every year, there's moments throughout the year that I'm like locked in, and then there's moments that it kind of fizzles, and then there's moments that I lock in again. And I think that there's times too where I don't soak it all in until December. Like I don't think, oh, how much have I grown, this past year until December. And so it's weird to think like, okay, right now, where have I grown over the past few months?
Mm-hmm.
And I think the biggest tip that I can give is believing in yourself, not in a cocky way, but really just believing in the gifts that you have and that you can provide to others. Because I was watching this video recently, actually, from this Catholic woman. She's a mom of like nine, very well known speaker, very well known business owner. And she just goes, it's actually really selfish if you don't share your gifts with the world. Like if you are hiding your gifts and you're not giving them out, it's selfish. Like
Yeah.
this world needs your gifts. This world will be better with your gifts. And I think for a very long time when I wasn't confident, it was because I had a lot of insecurities. I've struggled with self-hatred. And I didn't think I had anything to give. I didn't think there was anything like special about me that I could give to someone else. And what I've learned over the past few months of really focusing on confidence is I do have a lot to give to the world. I really have a lot of gifts. And so how do I build that like mental like belief in my gifts? One is claiming them, like really like saying them, whether it's daily or once a week, or I do something and giving myself a pat on the back, something like that, to really acknowledge like, no, I'm doing a great job. So that's a big thing that I've done. Another thing I've done this year is I have these daily affirmation cards, and Dylan laughs, but every day I look at, almost every day. There's times where I like go on a trip and I forget them, but nearly every day I pull out one of those cards, and the first day I opened this packet. Side note, the first day I opened this packet was the day that Dylan proposed, which I had no idea was going to happen, so it's crazy. But what's even more crazy is the first day I opened the packet, it was January 14th of this year, and the first one I pulled out was, today I am confident. And so
Mm-hmm.
that was just like, I was like, okay, I'm confident. Let's do this. But every day I read it and I'm like, okay, today I'm confident. Today I read, today I'm healthy. My mind, body, spirit is healthy. And so every day I read those and I claim that. And then I actually, this may sound funny, but every morning when I wash my face and I put on like my moisturizer, I do daily affirmations in the mirror. And I think that that has helped build my confidence so much because every single day I'm washing my face and I'm saying, either you use you or I use I depending on the day, but I'll say, you are loved, you are confident, you are beautiful, you are strong, you are supported. And so those things have really gone a, a, a long way. And the last thing I could probably say a bunch of things, but the last thing I'll add is it's really easy for my confidence to go down when I feel chained to things in my past, or things in the present that are triggering belief systems that I had in the past. And so, whenever, say something happens, and whether it's like an argument with a friend, well, I don't want to say argument with a friend, but just like some sort of conflict in my life, whether it be friends with family, or even just noticing it in the world, sometimes that can make me feel or allow myself to feel chained to whatever that emotion brings up within me. And what I've found is to grow in confidence, to grow as a confident woman, I need to be free of those things that used to chain me. And so I feel like this year I've been doing the affirmations, I've been claiming my gifts, but the hardest one is to really allow myself to be free of things of my past. And I think that's something I've been working on for years and years and years, but it's coming to a new level, because I don't have these crazy, I don't struggle with my eating disorder daily. I don't struggle with self hatred daily or anything like that. Where in the past, those were things that really changed me. My depression, anxiety really changed me. Or now it's simple belief systems that, oh, I don't have, anything to give, or oh, I'm not supported or valued by people that I give so much energy to, or whatever. Like there's these different things that either I believe and they are true, or I believe and they're not true, that chain me, and that brings my confidence down. And so I think growing as a woman in confidence has been like the hardest thing, but the most important thing has been allowing myself to truly be free of those things.
Yeah, it's amazing because the card I pulled this morning was today I'm special and have unique gifts to give the world,
Yeah.
and like so it's perfect. And there's so much beauty in what you said and working it, and the way that this question is phrased. How do I grow more confident?
Mm.
I don't know if we're ever actually confident because there's areas of your life that you're confident in, but then there's other areas that you continuously need to grow in. And I would debate that if a person said overall in every area of my life I'm confident, I would say yes, because you're complacent.
Mm.
You haven't picked up a new challenge to bring yourself forward. And that's partly why we love CrossFit is like you can have a level of competence in each movement. And the minute that you become confident, there's a workout that humbles you, even
Mhm.
at the highest level
Yes.
that these athletes get humbled. But at the same time, I would say that there is times that we can achieve confidence. And a lot of times in our work, it's when people are coming back from an injury in the sense of we're talking about knee injuries earlier, so maybe we'll just use ACL. I'm afraid to get back on the field because the last time I was on the field, I made a cut, and the cut that I made, we're playing this team, and the person was wearing red, and they were wearing number 12, and I wanted to make a cut in front of them, and that's when my knee gave out on me. And then since then, my life has changed. I've been in PT, I've had surgery. It's been 9 months, and now I'm able to get back out on the field.
Mhm.
I'm afraid. Well, the reason that you're afraid is maybe because the work hasn't been put in to give you that confidence. So with some patients that share a story like that, when we're working with them, I'm putting on a red jersey. I'm writing number 12.
Mhm.
I'm getting in their face. I'm giving them some contact. I'm trying to reverse engineer and create the environment that they're going to be going into. CrossFit Games athletes, I don't feel confident about the weekend. Well, did you put the work in to be able to perform to the capacity that this competition is calling you to perform at? Because if you haven't put the work in, then you shouldn't feel confident
Mhm.
because the effort wasn't there. And in the book, we talk on self doubt a bit. And one of the quotes that I really enjoy is that, for example, if you are lacking confidence and you want to paint, like you want to say that I am a painter, but you lack confidence in it, the best way to get over self doubt is to by start painting.
Mhm.
Start making small action steps towards what you want to become. The Football Hall of Fame, there's this really cool hologram that came out, and it was Don Shula, Vince Lombardi, and what was the other coach? I'm missing one. Joe Namath.
Yeah,
Joe
Joe
Namath
Namath.
came out, and Hollywood Joe, and it was just pumping us
Just
up.
fabulous.
It was incredible. And then you walk out of the locker room, and there's a sign that says, the game of life starts today.
Mhm.
Like, go live a Hall of Fame life. And that was so moving because it takes action. If you want to become more confident with it, if you want to become more confident with a lift, you have to put the work in for that lift,
Mhm.
and then the self-doubt will be put to rest. If you want to surrender your past, get rid of these shackles, this is where that whole concept of nope comes in.
Mhm.
The reason that we don't have confidence and don't believe in ourselves is because the world has taught us to not believe in ourselves.
Mhm.
We have to go back to that point of rejection we have to realize the environment that was around us and where that rejection came from. We have to work through that rejection. We've been playing with this meditation of bringing people to that rejection and then being there for themselves when they felt like nobody else was there for them, and then changing their perspective on, let's look at that person's eyes that rejected you and told you that you're not enough, that told you that you can't do this, that you're not made for this. And let's just look in their eyes, because their eyes are going to tell you the story.
Mhm.
Their eyes are going to tell you that I'm sorry for putting this on you because I'm not in a good place in my life.
Mhm.
I'm taking my frustrations, my nope out on you, and that's not fair. You have no idea how much I regret this, but this is the information that I had available to me at this time, and I'm sorry that it hurt you. Like, we have to forgive those moments.
Mhm.
When we forgive those people, those events, those things, we're now able to move forward into confidence, because now we start to realize that, I had this feeling like I was enough this whole time. I had this feeling that I could grow into this thing, that I could go and achieve this dream or the success that seems so unreachable to me.
Mhm.
I know I've had people in my life that have kicked me in the butt and said, "You are underperforming for what your potential is."
Mhm.
I didn't know what my potential was until someone kicked me in the butt to do that, and then held me accountable to go and do those things. But along with that, I had to put the action in. I
Yeah.
had to go back to those rejections. Why do I think I'm only capable, and nothing to be said like poorly about an associate's degree, but why was I limiting myself at an associate's
Mhm.
degree? Why did I not even think that I was worthy to go on to get my bachelor's degree, or to get my doctorate, or to then get my sports specialty? Like, why did I limit myself? Well, because other people have limited me, from how I grew up and where I'm from, and being at one of the poorest schools in central New York. Like, you don't go to do those things.
Mhm.
And then facing those rejections, facing those nopes, putting in the work, getting kicks in the butt from really good friends to push me,
Yeah.
really helped me to grow in more confidence. But again, there's other areas that I still lack in confidence that I'm actually working on.
Mhm.
So it's just a continuous growth that keeps on occurring.
For sure. And over the past month, we got to attend virtually the Global Leadership Summit.
Yeah.
And one of the biggest takeaways that I took away from that weekend was believe something new about yourself. And I think to grow in confidence, everything you just said, everything I said before, one of the biggest key is to believe something new about yourself. Maybe in the past you didn't think you could get a bachelor's. Well, I'm going to believe that I can.
Mhm.
And then go do the work, obviously. Like, you have to put in the work, but um I know for me there was a time where, with my injuries, I really believed that I wouldn't be able to run without pain, work out without pain. I thought the rest of my life was doing really simple, easy body movement stuff. And then if I felt even a little bit of pain, to stop.
Mhm.
But I had to believe something new about myself, and I had to work through forgiveness of all these doctors that gave me the information that they had at the time that didn't serve me in the way that I needed to be served. But that's my story, but that's not who I am. And to believe something new in myself, that's where I've been able to grow and more confident. And every time I use the words I can't, or I'm not that way, or I don't have that gift, I have to like check myself, like, okay, maybe I don't feel that way currently, but can I believe something new in myself and then grow into those places? And so, Peyton, how do you grow in more confidence? Take this wisdom that we shared with you, but really believe that you are a confident person.
Yeah, and last point on this, but beautifully said. I remember when we first started working out together and I started coaching you, I'd write a workout and you would say, "I can't do that movement." And I would get so
I
frustrated.
know.
And I'd say, "Brandy, I understand right now you don't have the capability or the capacity to perform this movement to that level. You are going to be able to do that. And
Mhm.
here's the building blocks to be able to do that. But none of this works if you keep saying, I can't do this."
Mhm.
Like, you have to believe that you can do this,
Mhm.
because there's a lot of evidence in the world that's going to tell you that you can't do this.
Mhm.
So if you start to fall for that, and we all do at times, like, no one's perfect. We all at some point get in our heads and just oh, I can't do this. It's too big of a calling. I don't have the resources. I don't have
Mm-hmm.
this. I don't have that. Like it's going to happen at some point, but get off that track and go, I can. I don't have what I want, but I have what I need.
Mm-hmm.
And when you are limited, that drives innovation. And when you have innovation, you can soar. Like your creative brain and you're working at it, you can do it. So like you can do it. I don't want it to be this like pump up motivational speech of like, get out there, like you can do it. But the truth is you can,
You
but just
can.
don't take it all on at one time. There's
Mm-hmm.
building blocks to this. That in the GLS, Ryan Leake was saying, there's levels to this thing.
Mm-hmm.
And there's, you know where you're at, you know where you want to be, you want to get there. Straight line trajectory, better every single day. It's not how it works.
Mm.
There's levels. You get to this level and then you get a little bit more. You get to this level, a little bit more, and then you will get to that point. It's not a matter if you'll get there, it's a matter of when you'll get there
Mm-hmm.
if you keep leveling up and learning and sculpting and learning and keeping that moving forward.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. So take your first step in confidence today, and take your first step in this new life and believing in yourself, and growing into the person that you want to become. Because the Hope Not Note podcast and our goal is to empower people, to really empower them to live the life that you're meant to live. And so we hope, Peyton, that you can do that, that you can grow more confident and become the person that you want to become. Um, and we thank you for submitting your question, because that helps us to continue to grow and to share this message and empower more people that need it. And so thank you everyone for submitting your questions. If you are listening and you have a question, head over to hope.nope.org where you can ask us a question and you'd be featured on one of our upcoming podcasts. And please rate, review, subscribe, share this message with people, because people want to grow in confidence. They want to grow as the person that they want to become. And so we hope that we can do that for you and empower you a little bit to do that, but you have to kind of take it and share it with the next person to really spread this message. And so thank you so much for tuning in, and thank you for giving us the opportunity to be here today.
It reminded me of a quote from Christina Previtt from like a year or 2 years ago.
Yeah.
When I was talking to her, I've never met somebody that said, wow, I wish I was less prepared and less confident going into this activity or event or things like that. So as Brandy's saying, like, take that step into it, grow. It's difficult, it's challenging to do, but it is so worth it. And we're here to empower you. We're here to empower those that have been plagued by nope with hope. And part of that is that it's not just us saying this, but it's you doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's getting a copy of the book, listening to some of the tips from this and starting to work towards that, whether it's reaching out to us to start to work with a hope coach or a performance coach if you have very specific athletic or sports performance goals. But take that first step. Maybe it's calling your friend and saying, hey, this week I want to be more confident. Here's my game plan to become more confident. At the end of the week, can you text me and just be like, hey, did you do it?
Mm-hmm.
Like, just make that small step,
Yeah.
that little step. Have a great week, and remember, every day is not just a day to be hopeful, but it's a day to become hope.